Yo, what's up YouTube? It's TRS or the Real Smoker here, and in today's video I am going to be showing you a Hunter Ranger build on Neverwinter. It's a brilliant build, it worked for me, it dishes out DPS all day long, because you'll see why. When you're leveling it up, the main focus you really want to put on your character's stat abilities, so you want to aim for dexterity and wisdom, because wisdom contributes to your crit chances, control bonus and your control resistance. With this build you want to have your control bonus as high as possible, so with this it helps. You want to try roll the highest dexterity and highest wisdom you can. Strength is your third primary, which is stamina resistance and dot damage resistance. The powers I use are rapid shot in my right trigger, saving shot in LB and X. I did run hindering shot for a while, but I replaced that later on in build. For my LT I run aim shot. On the X button I use constricting shot. Constricting shot fires an arrow at your opponent, causing strong grasping roots to constrict around them. Most of my counter powers have that effect, or it'd be weak roots, which I'll go into when I'm on my feet. In my B slot I use Fox Cunning, because when using it at range it gives you and the closest ally tier a free dodge on your next incoming attack, and on the melee you dash from target to target, you slow them down while you're doing it, and each target you can hit up to twice depending on how many targets you are attacking. My power that I have in my Y slot is Conjurance of Arrows, and it desires a target location. If a host creates set within 15 within the circle, it becomes entangled in your weak grasping roots. It pulls the closest two to the target that's hit with it towards it, entangling them two as well. And melee, you slam the ground with your roots and you entangle targets within that root area for 20 seconds. And it also makes the roots break if they take more than 5,000% of your weapon damage. Not 5,500. The class feature of class. Okay, let me get my words out now. Your class abilities. I have Crushing Roots. Your weak grasping roots now also daze the target for 0.125 seconds, and strong grasping roots for a quarter of a second. When you get the higher rank, your weak daze them for half a second, and your strong daze them for a second. Isn't too bad. The other ability I have on is, where's it gone? Aspect of the Serpent. Add a sacking buff on each power used when increase your damage. If the sacks are added from range status, they will affect your melee attack and vice versa. Each buff attack reduces the sacks by 1, and both types can't affect you at the same time. You get a 9% damage buff on each stack, which is nice. The feats, I'm now going on the feats. I would suggest pausing the video here so you can get a better look at which ones I've chosen, but I'll go over them now anyway. The first 3 I did was put on my crit chance. I'll go into my stats and stuff later on in this video. And then the other 3 points I put into maximum health, because your daily power, I pop it that often that the 3% on that or 5% won't really make a big difference. The next 3 points I put into agile combatant. At the switching stance, I deal 3% more damage for 5 seconds, and with how often I switch stances, I do a lot more extra damage. And the last point I put into battle wise on that section, I create less threat, so I'm not much of a pain in the ass when it comes to tanks. The next point I put into endless assault, which I deal 6% more damage on my encounter powers, and as a hunter I have 5 damaging encounter powers, so you just think that 6% per attack, and the rotation of this is really quick. And the other 2 points I put into my deflection chances, and it does save you. On the last section I put 2 points into that perk. I cannot pronounce that, I do apologise for that. My at will powers, which is my aim shot and my rapid strike, do an extra 6% more damage. And then the final 3 points I put into the second one down. Sorry. I increase the more dexterity you have, is the more damage it gives you by 6%. And now on to the Trapper Paragon, and as you can see I am a stormwarden. The first 5 points I put into rendered sands. When you switch sands I generate 5% more AP for several seconds. Like I said, I switch sands a lot, so I'm generating a lot of extra AP, so I can bust out more AP attacks, which is my Searing Shot, which is LB and X. The next 5 points I put into Drift Strike. Your melee encounter powers cause your next range encounter power to deal 10% more damage, and your range encounter powers cause your next melee encounter powers to deal 10% more damage. The next 2 that I went into are Trapper's Cunning. Your crit strikes has a 25% chance to apply weak grassing roots, and when you look at my stats you'll see how often I crit, so it applies roots right often. When you apply grassing roots, you reduce the cooldown of all your current recharging powers by 5%, which comes in handy. Your weak grasping roots now last 2.5 seconds longer. It's in a battle, 2.5 seconds can make or break a fight. Your strong grasping roots now last 5 seconds longer. This benefit is halved on players, so if you go into PvP, your strong grasping roots will last 2.5 seconds, and in that 2.5 seconds you could kill the person in PvP. The next one I put my points into was Swiftness of the Fox. Your melee encounter powers shorten the cooldown of your ranged encounter powers by 15%, and vice versa. And the next 10 points I put into was Thorned Roots and Serpent Bites. Thorned Roots, your strong grasping roots are now upgraded to Thorned Roots. Thorned Roots deal 200% of your weapon damage every second. 250% of your weapon damage is dealt immediately to the control power. And the Serpent Bite, your aspect of the Serpent class now provides 5% more damage per stack. Additionally, these stacks can also provide 2.5% crit chance per stack. If I stack a fair bit, I have an extra 2.5% chance of crit per stack. I think it can stack up to 20 times. So that's a lot. That's an extra 80% crit. So when you get a lot of stacks on a boss, you can do crit after crit after crit. And then the last point I put into biting snares. When you apply grasping root or thorn roots, you gain biting snare. Biting snare causes your next stand switch to grant you master transfer, which generates 20% ERP, increases your damage by 30%, increases your control durability by 60% for 10 seconds. This effect can only be triggered every 10 seconds. And in every rotation, in 10 seconds, I'll probably switch my rotation twice. And now I'm going to go on to the Boons. This might differ to everyone, because everyone else will be different in the Boons compared to other people. It depends on how much time and effort they put into the game. But on the first Boon for the Sharandar Boons, I put into power. You can put in defense if you want, so you can take a hit a little bit better. But with Fox Cunning and how often you can get Stamina anyway, you can move out of the way quite quick. The next one I put into the obvious choice, which was crit. You want to get your crit as high as you can. The next one I put into HP, but you can put in action points. You get your action points a little bit quicker, but the extra 1600 health does help. The next stack I haven't got, but I would put into when being struck by a foe, you have a chance to heal yourself for 20,000 hit points. Because 20k damage, you'll do that in an attack. And then in the final one, I would put it in Elvish Fury. When you kill a foe, you gain 135 power for 45 seconds. This effect can stack up to 30 times. And with this build, you want to be in a big group of them using your AoE attacks. So you just think you could kill 10 enemies if you're in a dungeon, if you're lucky enough to kill 10 at once. They have like a stupid amount of health. You'll gain 10 stacks, which is an extra 1350 power, which is nice. On the Dread Ring, I haven't really done much in this, but I opted for crit and movement over power and movement. But like I said, you've got to get your crit as high as you can. The next one, I went for Life Seal. You want to get your Life Seal up. The main focus on this build is Life Seal, crit, power, and armor penetration. If you can stack anything else up while stacking the main 4 stacks, you'll be golden. The next one I would choose Deflection chance, because you're already gonna have a high resistance in Nord with your high amount of armor penetration. And the next one after that, I would probably opt for the healing again, because if you can pop both of them healing at once, you've got 40k health left, which is 40k health back, should I say, not left. That is like 42% of your health left back, and I've only got like 97,000 health at the moment. And on the final one, I would when you seal, I would go for the Endless Construction. When you steal health from your Life Seal stack, it has a chance to triple it. So if you think if you can get Life Seal on an aim shot, you're looking at full health immediately if you triple it. But I haven't done that much in the Dread Ring campaign. Icy-Wing Down, more for the PvP players, so I'd look up elsewhere for PvP knowledge, because I'm not a PvP player, I'm a PvE. If you don't know what PvE means, it's player versus events. PvP is player versus player. On the Underdark campaign. In the first one, I chose power and 1600 hit points. And I had a choice between crit and lifesteal. I opted for the lifesteal. Because I'm working on getting my crit up in other ways. And the next one, I am going for regeneration. Because regeneration is your health regen while you're in battle. And it makes it easier for a healer to heal you. The higher regeneration you've got, the healer heals you for more. The next one after that, I would choose Dwarven Footing. Control effect now have 5% shorter duration when applied to you, because you regain your stamina pretty quick as a hunter anyway. And then the last one is just like demons. If you're going for Demigorgon, I would survive Abyssant Strength. You gain 10% damage versus demons. This is brilliant. And for the Tyranny Dragon campaign, I went for the health over the power. And then I went for the crit over the deflect. And then the armor penetration over that. And then lifesteal. So you want to aim for lifesteal, armor pen, crit, and power. But I chose hit points over power because I need, at the time of me picking that, I needed the hit points. So if I could respec, I would choose power. And the final one I put is increase my lifesteal because I'm working on getting the final couple of boons. Your crit survival is quite high. When I unlock the final 2 boons, I'm going to be putting it in Dragon's Grip. So I have an extra 12.5% control strength. I'm not too sure about the guild stronghold things, because my guild's not, the guild I'm in is not the highest level guild. The Mage Engine campaign, I put it on healing, 400% healing income, because you'll see my lifesteal severity later on. The next one I would put I put on combat advantage. When you're in a group, if one person's attacking from front and you can manage to get behind them, that's when combat advantage goes in, and combat advantage you get more damage, I believe. And then the next one, I don't know which one to go for, because they both got the ups and they both got the downs. But on the final one, I would go for... I'd probably go for the engine inspired. No, not that one actually. When you strike in a foe, you have a chance to gain 2000 crit for 6 seconds. So I would use that, or the increased control strength. The Element Evil campaign. This is what I went for. I went for the 300 power and the 200 maximum health. Element Evil you'll do over time when you're questing up anyway. I gained 4% life survival and 2000 health. You usually think how much health I've gained just from this campaign alone, which is 4000. And the next one I chose was Crit Strike and the other 2000 HP. The final one, when taking damage you have a chance to heal up to 24,000 hit points over a few seconds. After this effect ends, your recovery is increased by 1000, which recovery, I think it's a cooldown on your spells. You could go for the Gale of Retribution, which gives you 1000 extra crit. It would be nice at times. The companion I'm running is the Iron Stone. That's up a bit. Let's go. Make idle. Yes, I think it is that one. The Iron Stone of Aldrum. All the stats that you put on that companion become yours. And when I put all my equipment on, which I'm upgrading that one soon, I gain 560 life steal from it, 370 defense, 268 recovery, 828 armor pen, 1400 crit, 1400 powers, which ain't too shabby at all. See, that's the effect. Augments that are added to the Aurora Stone base stats to your own while it's summoned. So it's going to be summoned now, and now I'm going to go on my own stat. As you can see, I've only got a 2600 gear, but I am going to be working on upgrading the longbow of element fire and the element fire axe. I ain't done epic demigorgons just enough to get the twisted bow and offhands, and I'm going to be upgrading all these, well, hopefully. I'm going to be upgrading the belt and the neck, but pretty much all the enchantments that I'm running on my gear are Auroras and Dark. Auroras in offense because it's more crit. I'm mainly running rank 9s at the moment because I haven't had the time on the game. Because I took a bit of a break, and I put Dark in defensive slots because it's life steal, which I do need to upgrade most of them. The armor enchantment slot I've got is a lesser soul forge because when you go down, it reses you. As you can see here, when you fall in combat, your soul forge armor will resurrect you and heal you for 5,400, and then additional 900 every second for 3 seconds, so you're gaining back 8,100 health. So hopefully your healer can get you. If I were to click on refine, the stats have changed and the time on it also goes down, which is the upgraded versions are a lot better. The weapon enchantment I'm using is a dredge. Your encounter power strike with an additional 40% crit disparity, which is fucking nice. It also deals 30% of every weapon as necrotic damage every second. It reduces their defense by 20 seconds for players and decreasing their damage resistance by 2% for monsters. And the artifact power that I have on my bow is Rapid Shot and Rapid Strike. I had to use Cubes of Augmentation, I think they're called, to actually unlock that. I got lucky as fuck when getting it. So that's all my gear. My stats are 13,510 power, 6,000 crit, nearly 7.2 armor pen. Recovery, that's from my gear, the buff from my companion. Same with the defense and the deflection. I got 3,481 life steal. Life steal severity is 50. I don't know how to get that bit up. Oh shit. My combat advantage is 400. No, what am I on about combat advantage? My AoE resistance is 5.5% at 500. Got a little bit of movement speed, so I get an increase of 0.9%. Movement really ain't worth it. I crit 33.1% of the time, with crit severity of 80%, which is nice. If a healer gets a crit on me, it's 80% more powerful. Resistance is now 71.6%, but most enemies cap at like 66%, I believe. Some of them cap at higher. My defensive options are an 18.1% chance of deflecting a direct hit, which you do notice in battle, and I got 11.4% resistance. I'm not sure on how to get up But I'm working on getting my life seal up. It's only 12.7%. But when I do crit life seal, I get the 104.4% back. That's why I am not putting any more into my life seal severity. I know this is getting onto a long video, and PvP I've never done, and my utilities. So if you have enjoyed today's video, or learned something new in today's video, please leave it a like, subscribe if you are new around here. So until tomorrow.